I had always trusted my wife, Emily. For the past 8 years, we built a life together that I believed was rock solid. We had 2 kids, a comfortable home, and what I thought was an unshakable bond. Sure, we had our ups and downs, but what marriage didn't? If someone had told me that my world would come crashing down because of a simple phone call, I would have laughed in their face. But life has a cruel way of revealing the truth when you least expect it. That evening, I came home earlier than usual. I wasn't feeling well, just a dull headache and a sense of exhaustion from work. I planned to take some medicine and lie down for a bit before dinner. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed that Emily's car was there, but the house was unusually quiet. No TV noise, no kids playing. Just silence. I stepped inside, kicking off my shoes, and was about to call out for Emily when I heard something, her voice low and hushed, coming from the kitchen. I frowned. She never talked that way when she was on the phone with friends or family. Curious, I stepped closer, my feet moving soundlessly over the hardwood floor. And then I heard it. I can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing. I miss you already. I froze. My brain struggled to process what I had just heard. Maybe I misheard her. Maybe she was talking to a friend, joking about something. But the next words sealed my fate. I hate sneaking around like this, but it's the only way. He has no idea, My breath caught in my throat. I felt an icy wave crash over me, a mix of nausea and rage bubbling inside my chest. She was talking about me, her husband, the man she had promised to love and honor. And whoever was on the other end of the call wasn't just a friend. I clenched my fists, my nails digging into my palms. My body was screaming at me to burst in, to snatch the phone from her hand and demand an explanation. But some part of me, maybe the part that still hoped I was wrong, held me back. Instead, I stood there, hidden in the shadows, listening as my wife continued to whisper sweet nothings to another man. She laughed softly, the same laugh she used to have for me. I'll text you later. Same place tomorrow. Silence. Then, the click of the phone being set down on the counter. I took a deep breath, trying to steady the rage coursing through my veins. I knew one thing for sure. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was betrayal, pure and simple. And I was going to find out everything. I stood there, my heart pounding in my chest, my breath shallow as I tried to process what I had just heard. Emily, my wife, my partner, the mother of my children, was having an affair. It wasn't a suspicion. It wasn't paranoia. It was real. The words she spoke were too clear, too deliberate to be anything else. I backed away from the kitchen doorway, careful not to make a sound. I needed a moment to think, to plan my next move. Bursting in now, demanding answers while I was filled with anger and shock, wouldn't get me the truth. No, I needed to be smart about this. I needed proof. I turned and walked quietly to the living room, sinking onto the couch as my mind raced. The idea of Emily in someone else's arms, whispering those same sweet words to another man, made my stomach churn. I clenched my fists, my nails digging into my palms, but the pain barely registered. I had so many questions. Who was he? How long had this been going on? Did my kids know? Had she brought him into our home? At that moment, I heard Emily moving in the kitchen. The sound of a glass being filled with water, the soft shuffle of her feet against the tile. She had no idea I was home. I took a deep breath and forced myself to stand. I had to act normal, for now. Stepping into the kitchen, I cleared my throat. Emily jumped, nearly dropping her glass. "Oh my God, you scared me," she gasped, pressing a hand to her chest. "I didn't hear you come in." I gave her a small, forced smile. "Got home early. Headache." She studied me for a moment, her expression unreadable. "Oh. Well, do you want me to get you something? Medicine?" I shook my head. "I'll be fine. Just need to rest a bit." She nodded and turned back to the counter, but I saw something in her posture, a slight stiffness, a tension that hadn't been there before. Was it guilt? Was she afraid I had overheard her? I had no proof yet, but my instincts told me she was hiding something. That night, as she lay beside me in bed, I stared at the ceiling, unable to sleep. I knew what I had to do. Tomorrow, I would start gathering evidence. I needed to know the truth, no matter how much it hurt. And once I had it, Emily would have no idea what was coming. The next morning, I woke up with a single mission. Find proof. Emily had left early, just like she always did. She kissed me on the forehead and told me to take it easy, acting like nothing was wrong. I forced myself to respond normally, to not give away that I knew she was lying to me. The moment she walked out the door, I got to work. I started with her phone. I had seen it lying on the nightstand before she left, but when I checked, she had taken it with her. Smart, she must have known that leaving it behind would be a risk. No problem. There were other ways. I went downstairs and opened her laptop. Unlike her phone, she rarely logged out of anything. I clicked on her email first, but she had nothing suspicious there. No secret accounts, no questionable messages, just the usual boring work emails and online shopping receipts. Then I checked her social media. Again, nothing obvious. But when I opened her Google account history, I found what I was looking for. There, in her location history, were frequent visits to a small boutique hotel about 30 minutes away from our house. She had been going there every few weeks for the past 6 months. Always during work hours, always for about 2 to 3 hours at a time. My stomach dropped. This was it. I clicked on her Google Maps timeline. It showed her entire travel history. I saw every stop she had made over the past few months. The grocery store, the gym, the kids' school, and then that hotel. Over and over. I clenched my jaw, my pulse racing. Still, this wasn't enough. I needed something more. Something undeniable. I closed her laptop and grabbed my phone. There was one person I knew I could trust. My best friend, David ***. I called him. "Hey man, what's up?" he answered, sounding half asleep. "I need your help," I said, my voice tight. David was quiet for a moment. "What's wrong?" I exhaled sharply. "Emily's cheating on me." There was another pause, then a low curse. "Are you sure?" "Almost. I found her location history. She's been meeting someone at a hotel." "Jesus. What do you want to do?" I rubbed my forehead. "I need proof. Real proof. Can you come with me?" "Say no more," David said. "I'll be there in an hour." I hung up and sat back, staring at the wall. It was time to catch her in the act. David arrived at my house about an hour later, his face tense with concern. He wasn't just my best friend, he was like a brother to me. We had known each other since college, and if there was one person I could trust with this, it was him. As he stepped inside, he gave me a firm pat on the back. "All right, man. Tell me the plan." I took a deep breath, trying to keep my emotions in check. "Emily's been going to a hotel about 30 minutes from here. It's in her location history, always during work hours. If I had to guess, she'll be there today." David nodded. "You want to catch her in the act?" "Yes." My voice was steel. "I need undeniable proof before I confront her. I don't want her wiggling out of it, making excuses. I want to see it with my own eyes." David crossed his arms. "You sure you can handle that? Seeing her with someone else?" I clenched my fists. Just the thought of it made me sick to my stomach, but I had no choice. "I have to." We got into my car and drove toward the hotel. The entire ride, my hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles turned white. David sat beside me, watching me carefully. "You know," he said, "a part of me wishes this is all just a misunderstanding." I let out a bitter laugh. "Me too. But I heard her on the phone, David. And now this. There's no way it's a coincidence." We reached the hotel and parked across the street, keeping a clear view of the entrance. I checked the time. 11:45 a.m. "She should be here soon," I muttered, scanning every car that pulled in. 15 minutes passed. Then 20. Then I saw her. Emily's car turned into the parking lot, and I felt my pulse hammering in my ears. My fingers dug into my thighs as I watched her park, step out, and glance around as if making sure no one was watching. But she wasn't alone. Another car pulled in beside her, a black BMW. The driver stepped out, and my breath caught in my throat. He was tall, well-dressed, early 40s. And he kissed my wife the moment she walked up to him. A cold, sick feeling spread through my chest. David muttered a curse under his breath. Damn. That's all the proof you need. But I wasn't done yet. I reached for my phone and started recording. Emily had no idea I was watching. No idea her life was about to change forever. I sat there in stunned silence, gripping my phone as I recorded every second of my wife's betrayal. Emily smiled at him, a smile that used to belong to me, before linking her arm through his as they walked toward the hotel entrance. My chest felt tight, my breathing shallow, but I forced myself to stay calm. This wasn't the time to lose control. David exhaled slowly. Jim, we have enough proof. You don't have to do this. But he knew me better than that. I clenched my jaw. I need to hear it from her mouth. I need to see the look in her eyes when she realizes she's been caught. David sighed. All right, man. I've got your back. Without another word, I opened the car door and stepped out. My legs felt stiff, my hands tingling with adrenaline. David followed closely behind as we walked toward the hotel entrance. Inside, the lobby was quiet, with only a receptionist behind the desk. She glanced at us but didn't say anything as we strode past. Elevator doors were just closing. I rushed forward, jamming my hand between the doors just in time. They slid back open. Emily's eyes met mine. For a second, pure shock washed over her face. Her body stiffened, her grip tightening on the arm of the man beside her. The color drained from her cheeks. Jim. Her voice was barely a whisper. I stepped into the elevator, David right behind me. The man beside her, Mr. Perfect Suit and Rolex, looked between us, confusion written all over his face. I let the silence stretch for a moment, let her panic build before I finally spoke. Go ahead, Emily. Introduce us. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. She was trapped, cornered like a rat. The man frowned. What's going on here? I turned to him, my voice calm but sharp. That's what I'd like to know. Maybe you can tell me why my wife is sneaking off to a hotel with you. His face paled. He looked at Emily. You said you were divorced. The room spun as the words sank in. I snapped my head toward Emily, my pulse hammering. Divorced. That's what you told him. She finally found her voice, her hand shaking. Jim, please, let's talk about this in private. I laughed, a hollow sound that held no humor. Oh, now you want privacy. You didn't care about privacy when you were sneaking around behind my back. I turned to her lover. And you? Did you know she had a husband? Did you know she had kids at home while she was playing house with you? His jaw clenched. She told me you two had been separated for months. I felt something break inside me. This wasn't just betrayal, it was erasure. She hadn't just cheated. She had erased me from her life. David, standing quietly beside me, finally spoke. His voice was low, controlled. You need to leave, Emily. Now. Emily's eyes darted between us, panic setting in. Jim, please. Let's just go somewhere and talk. Talk. I cut her off, my voice ice cold. You had plenty of time to talk before you crawled into bed with someone else. No. I'm done talking. She swallowed hard, realizing too late that this was the end. I stepped back, pressing the elevator button for the lobby. The doors opened, and I turned away from her. Get out, Emily. She hesitated, as if she still thought she could fix this but when she saw the look on my face, she finally stepped out. David and I rode the elevator down in silence. When we reached the car, he turned to me. What now? I stared straight ahead. No. I call my lawyer. Because after today, Emily would be nothing but a memory. The drive home was silent. David didn't push me to talk, and I appreciated that. My mind was a whirlwind of emotions, anger, betrayal, disbelief. No matter how much I had prepared myself for this moment, nothing could have truly braced me for hearing my wife tell another man that I didn't exist. She hadn't just cheated, she had rewritten reality to justify it. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, my knuckles turning white. Divorced, that word kept echoing in my head. She had told him we were divorced. She had already erased me from her life before I even knew there was a problem. David finally spoke. "You all right?" I let out a sharp breath. "No. But I will be." He nodded. "So, what's next?" I clenched my jaw. "I'm calling my lawyer first thing in the morning. I want her served with divorce papers as soon as possible." "Good," David said. "And the kids?" That hit me hard. My sons, Ryan and Caleb. They had no idea their mother had blown up our family for a cheap thrill. "She'll see them," I muttered, barely believing the words as they left my mouth. "I won't take them away from her. But I'll fight for primary custody. I'm not going to let them grow up with a liar as their role model." David exhaled and nodded. "You're handling this better than most guys would." I huffed out a humorless laugh. "Trust me, I want to break something. But that won't fix anything. I need to stay in control." I pulled into my driveway and turned off the car. The house looked different now. Hollow. Like the foundation of my life had cracked beneath it, and I was just standing there, waiting for it to collapse completely. David clapped me on the shoulder. "If you need anything, you know where to find me." I nodded, stepping out of the car. As I walked up to the house, I felt exhausted. The confrontation had drained me, but I still had one more battle to fight, telling Emily she was about to lose everything. I walked inside and, as if on cue, my phone vibrated in my pocket. "Emily." I let it ring. Then another call. Then a text. "Emily*_Jim, please. We need to talk. Just come home so we can figure this out _." I scoffed. Figure this out? She had already decided what my role was in her life. Nothing. A ghost. An excuse she used to justify her affair. Another text. "Emily*_, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Please don't do this, _." My vision blurred with fury. She wasn't sorry for cheating. She was sorry she got caught. I typed out a reply. Cold. Simple. Final, ***. Me*_, I already did. My lawyer will be in touch, _." I hit send and blocked her number. The moment I did, I felt something shift inside me, the pain, the heartbreak, the rage. It was still there, but now it had a direction. A purpose. This wasn't the end of my life. It was the beginning of something new. 6 months had passed since that day in the hotel. The divorce was finalized, I got primary custody of the kids, and Emily moved into a small apartment across town. She tried everything to win me back. Crying, begging, apologies, none of it worked. She had made her choice, and I had made mine. The kids were adjusting, but I could see the confusion in their eyes sometimes. They didn't fully understand why their mother didn't live with us anymore, and maybe they never would. But I was doing everything in my power to give them stability. As for me, I wasn't bitter. I wasn't broken. I was healing. One day at a time. And I knew that no matter what the future held, I would never let anyone erase me from my own life again.